Welcome to the Buzz On. I'm Dave,
And I'm Kelly.
and today we're going to be talking about rewilding.
So, Dave, what is rewilding?
So it's not our word, but we really like it. And it's the whole concept of whatever is here is okay, but to actually bring in wild from outside to make a yard better, to make bees better, is rewilding. So we're going to talk about this with plants, so it's kind of
Mhm.
easy to understand, and then we're going to introduce bees on top of that. We're really excited. This is a cool new initiative. Okay, so um, lawns today
Yep.
in a community. What's the scoop?
Lots and lots of lawns and lots of very ornamental plants. So, what happens is we come into an area and it has this beautiful native landscape, meadows, etc. And we just take all of it out
Yep.
and put down lawn.
And because to keep these things healthy,
Mm,
we're adding a little chemicals, we do all
Lots of
sorts of stuff.
water.
And so where you might once used to have wild bees in there, not so anymore. This is mostly devoid because it's all been humanized. Okay, so um, one of the things is when I'm trying to find flowers, we need to appreciate
Mm.
the flowers at a big box place or even a lot of nurseries aren't
They're designed for people and not bees.
okay.
And so when you go in and you're buying those plants, they are beautiful to our eyes, but they don't really have a lot of nutritious pollen that the bees need.
And the companies actually, secondly, companies want you to constantly buy flowers for them, so they're sterile. So they've removed most of these pollen elements so that they're not going to reproduce. So,
Lots of empty calories for the bees.
all right. And then think through the lawns out there, the energy that goes into cutting, um, you got these things mowing, you're
Yeah.
putting water down, maybe you're getting rid of dandelions or something. So the energy that goes into a lawn is a lot of energy.
And in the end, all you have is just this dead area because the soil has been messed
Okay.
up and you've lost out on
Okay.
all that enrichedness.
And we're not saying your yard's that way. We're just saying in general, that's where humans have kind of run. So we want to make some action and add some natives. So
Hmm.
I'm going to go in my yard and take back some lawn. So I'm taking back lawn, and I pulled an ornamental or two out because I'm going to be putting in two native plants. And I stand back and wait. What's going to happen? Because
Dave has a great mud puddle.
yeah, and my wild things haven't moved in, right?
No.
Okay, so I've got to reach out to someplace local that someone is creating native plant seeds. They've grown some, I don't know, perennials that I'm able to take from locally. I'm up in North Dakota.
Yep.
I'm not grabbing Georgia or California native plants. I'm grabbing something around me in North Dakota, pulling them into my yard, and that's the concept of rewilding, right?
Hmm. And you can reach out to wild ones. They would be a great choice to get information. Native
Native
Plant
Plant
Society.
Society, local master gardeners.
Mhm.
If you went out and knocked on the door of your nurseries, they might not have native plants yet, but you keep on knocking on that door. They're going to get the picture because they want to sell you these things. So, do that. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is rewilding a yard. So let's go back up to we're playing. The bees aren't necessarily
Mhm.
there. Okay.
Yep.
You put up a beautiful bee hotel. You've got, we realize there are small, medium, and large bees all season long. So you've got the perfect bee
And you want to
hotel.
use small, medium, and large reeds in your Discover Your Backyard
Okay.
Bees.
And hopefully it'd
Mhm.
be great if some of the bees shown up. But in this vast area where they used to be here, it's really hard for bees to move
Mhm.
from wherever they are today through a chemical jungle of perennials and lawns and stuff to finally get to your yard. So um, we've got a really cool website. We're working with iNaturalist, and we pull some really cool data that, spoiler, it's on our website. It'll be free. It's all really there. You'll be able to find out where the bees are locally to you. What if, in this concept
Mhm.
here, you placed a bee hotel out there where the bees and beneficial wasps are flying? After a couple seasons, you can pull a couple of these reeds from there where they're already thriving back to your yard, and you are rewilding bees and local wasps. Now, should we be
Yep.
concerned about local wasps?
Wasps are great. You're going to have those solitary,
So,
gentle wasps,
okay.
and they're wonderful because they're going to take all those the crickets and aphids and
Katydids and big larvae and grubs. So these guys are all predators, and a normal ecological
mhm,
environment has them. Okay, so don't be afraid of bringing in wasps. So as we do this, if I brought in wild plants and put a
mhm.
shady plant in the sun,
Oh,
so
that's
I
not
have
going
to
to
think about it a little
happen.
bit, right? They might die. Okay, so I've got to be aware of what I'm doing,
Think about it before you act.
right? So we'll work with you as this program gets going, as you're bringing in bees or beneficial wasps to your yard. We'll be working with you to think through what are the right steps. How do we know that I'm actually helping the world out? Okay. Now, we've done this before. We've had a little
Mhm.
experience with the USDA
Yep, we had Bruneri, Osmia Bruneri, and we wanted to reintroduce it into a habitat area that it already
up and down
existed.
the West Coast.
Mhm. And we found that it could be both incredibly successful and also areas where it just wasn't going to happen. So we learned through this process things to look for, things to ask, and things to consider.
And so this whole program, it's going to be acting very local. We'll be working through a whole bunch of the buzz-ons to be helping through these next couple steps. So this web page up here, linked up here and down below, this is today is July 2025. It's a good beta version. It works well.
Remember, Dave is the B guy, not the IT guy.
Okay, thanks for that one. Yeah, but okay, it works really well. Um, we're going to be enhancing this, but go experiment with it. Go put in, add your
Zip
city and whatever,
code.
and just go explore. We'll be telling you later on how best to use this. We're really excited. It's our next, probably our biggest adventure out of what we're currently doing.
We want to get those bees back in your backyard.
Thanks for following with us. We'll see you in the Buzz On.